This is the 2010 season recap. Coach Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers have finished the 2010 season with a 15-4 overall record, and we have won our 7th Super Bowl championship in franchise history. What an epic season it was for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 2010 season. What an amazing journey we went on. A lot of ups and downs. We faced quite a bit of adversity, had to deal with quite a few injuries, faced some big deficits on the field, but we were able to respond. Next man up, we had some incredible comebacks throughout the season, some real thrilling games throughout the regular season, and had to get on quite a hot streak at the end of the year in order to climb in the AFC North, able to get ourselves the division title. And then went on into the playoffs, and just 3 absolutely epic ball games, really nail-biting games throughout there in the playoff run we had. Playing in snowy Pittsburgh, able to find a way to get past the Chargers, and that unbelievable AFC Championship game, the insane comeback, stunning the Colts at home, and going on into the Super Bowl, and a great Super Bowl it was against the Saints. A playoff journey that will live on in NFL history. Unbelievably thrilling Super Bowl championship season for the Steelers here in 2010. Let's do a quick recap of the whole NFL playoffs here in the 2010 season. We did not have to play in the wild card round as we were the 2 seed in the AFC and were able to get a bye. But the wild card round had some good games. The Chargers were able to get a victory at home, 24-18 over the Ravens. The Seahawks were able to get a victory at home, 10-3 over the Falcons. The Patriots were able to get a victory at home, 34-29 over the Texans. And the Redskins got a victory on the road, 13-10 over the Cowboys. In the divisional round, the Colts got a victory at home, 31-13 over the Patriots. The Vikings got a victory at home, 21-0 over the Redskins. We were able to get a victory at home, nail-biter, 20-17 over the Chargers. Definitely the most exciting game of the divisional round. The Saints able to get a dominant victory at home over the Seahawks, 34-0. That's a game that will be remembered for Drew Brees being injured in the second half, and the Saints seemingly had the game in hand, and that ended Drew Brees' season. The Super Bowl MVP from the 2009 season was not able to continue the Saints' quest for a repeat. The conference championship games were 2 epic ball games. The home team had been having the success so far in the playoffs, winning 7 of the 8 playoff games leading into the conference championships. And the home teams were the heavy favorites. The Colts and Vikings were expected to be able to take care of business and advance to the Super Bowl. Unbelievable comeback this was. The Colts looked like they had the game in the bag, but the Steelers storming back. Maybe the greatest comeback in NFL history, considering the whole situation, the magnitude of the game, the way that our offense had been struggling to put points on the board in that fourth quarter. We were just able to get everything going our way, offense, defense, all around, able to pull off an absolute stunner, epic victory in the AFC title game. And then the Saints had an epic win of their own, able to take down the Vikings. The Vikings were definitely the favorites, especially considering the Drew Brees injury, and the Vikings had been the best team all season in the NFL. And they were expected to get to the Super Bowl, but the Saints able to get the job done, 21-17. A Pro Bowl went to the AFC, 38-30, and then it all came down to the Super Bowl. It was a matchup between the previous 2 Super Bowl champions, the Saints winning the 2009 season, Steelers winning in the 2008 season, and what a game it turned out to be. Well, we were able to get the ball first, winning the toss, getting the ball to start things off. And we began the game with a 3 and out. Had a chance to move the chains, but Roethlisberger missing an open Hines Ward, and we had to punt the ball away. New Orleans got the ball, and with Chase Daniels, who had played very well in the NFC Championship game, the Saints came out passing. Started moving the ball. They were able to get to our 40-yard line. They had a chance on a third down play. It was a drop pass, not able to move the chains, and they decided to punt it. Decided to play it a bit conservative there, not trying to force the issue. We were able to force them to punt it away. We got the ball back and went 3 and out again. New Orleans took over at their own 32-yard line, and they put together a nice drive. Again, Chase Daniel having success passing the ball, was able to get the ball to Roby in the end zone, 20-yard touchdown pass. The Saints struck first in the Super Bowl. They moved ahead 7-0. We got the ball back, tried to respond, but we went 3 and out. And New Orleans got the ball back. The first quarter was completely dominated by the Saints. Despite us getting the ball to start the game, New Orleans outgained us 124-20 in the first quarter. And they had 6 first downs. We did not have any in the first quarter. New Orleans, in the second quarter, they were able to advance the ball to our 6-yard line. They had first and goal at the 6, but our defense able to step up big time, and we held the Saints to just a field goal. That put the Saints ahead 10-0. We got the ball back. We were able to get our first down of the game with about 11 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Then we got a nice screen pass to LaShawn McCoy. We were able to get into Saints territory, and then Jeff Reed stepped up and was able to get us on the board in the Super Bowl, hitting a 41-yard field goal that made it 10-3. New Orleans got the ball. They were able to advance it past midfield, but then James Harrison came through, got a nice play, able to sack Daniels on a 3rd and 5 and force New Orleans to punt it away. We got the ball back, and we were hoping to get things going, hoping to drive downfield. Sean McCoy got the ball and was running around our 40-yard line and fumbled. The ball came out, unfortunately for us. Dunbar scooped it up for the Saints, and for a moment it looked like he was going to be able to return it all the way for the touchdown. Antoine Randall L. showed great hustle and was able to make the tackle, bringing him down at around the 10-yard line. And then our defense once again able to step up and able to hold the Saints to a short field goal that put New Orleans up 13-3. We got the ball back with about 2:14 left in the first half. We were hoping to drive down the field and get ourselves a little closer before halftime. We began the drive with a nice play, getting the ball to Mwelde Moore. He had a really nice gain for us. And then on 3rd and 10 from New Orleans' 47-yard line, we were trying to get ourselves a big play to keep our hope alive to score before halftime, and we got ourselves an absolutely massive play. Roethlisberger throwing it deep to LaShawn McCoy, who dove for an incredible diving catch in the end zone, a big-time highlight reel play, touchdown Steelers. Extra point made it 13-10 and gave us quite a bit of momentum. It looked like we were going to be able to cut into the deficit before halftime. But then a huge play on the ensuing kickoff. Robbie, receiving the kickoff for the Saints, was hit hard by Tough Harris. Then Lawrence Timmons was able to scoop up the fumbled football and return it 22 yards for the touchdown. An incredible swing as the Steelers were able to get 2 touchdowns in just seconds and completely flipped the game around. 14 points on the board just like that, and we went into halftime with a 17-13 lead and all the momentum. The second half, New Orleans got the ball, and they began the second half with a 3 and out. We got the ball and had to punt right back. New Orleans got it, and again a 3 and out. Then we got the ball from our own 44-yard line and put together a really nice drive. Got it up to the 11-yard lines of New Orleans, and Roethlisberger able to get it to Lawrence Weaver. Leonard Weaver. Roethlisberger able to get it to Leonard Weaver. an 11-yard touchdown pass that put us up 24-13. And that really got us fired up for sure. New Orleans got the ball back. They were able to advance it past midfield, but then had to punt it away. We got the ball, and 3 and out for us, had to punt it back. New Orleans, a 3 and out, they had to punt it back to us as well. We got the ball. We faced a 3rd and 10 conversion on the final play of the third quarter. Very nice pass, able to move the chains. And we began the fourth quarter with the ball, looking to continue our drive. We were able to get ourselves into range. Jeff Reed field goal put us up by 14 points. New Orleans was not done yet. They were getting the ball back with plenty of time left, and they drove right down the field. Chase Daniel threw a deep pass to Meacham, who leaped and made an incredible catch. He was able to just take it the extra couple yards into the end zone and made it a 7-point game with plenty of time left. 10:37 when he got into the end zone. We got the ball, trying to put together a nice drive, work the clock, get ourselves some points, but we went 3 and out. Had to punt the ball to New Orleans. They began the drive with 9:29 left at their own 22-yard line, and they went 3 and out and punted it right back to us. We were not able to get anything going. We went 3 and out and punted it right back to them. They got the ball at their own 28-yard line with 4:06 left. They ran the ball twice with Thomas, got to a 3rd and 3, and they decided to hand it off to Reggie Bush, who got hit in the backfield. Ryan Clark made the tackle for a 2-yard loss, setting up a 4th and 5. The Saints decided to punt it away, and it looked like their defense was going to get the job done and get them another opportunity with the ball. We faced a 3rd and 13, but then an incredible run by LaShawn McCoy, somehow willing himself all the way across the first down line and picking it up. There was a measurement, and it was determined that we did indeed pick up the game-sealing, Super Bowl-sealing first down, and the celebration in Pittsburgh began. The Pittsburgh Steelers 27-20 Super Bowl champions over the New Orleans Saints. What a ball game it was. What a journey it was. What a season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll take a final look here at the stats of the 2010 season. These are the regular season stats. James Harrison led us in tackles, 72. Bradley had 4 sacks for us. Willie had 3. Harrison had 2. He had 2 INTs. Polamalu had 6. Gay, McFadden, Timmons all had 1. Just during the regular season. Some forced fumbles, some fumble recoveries. Our defense played very well for us. Harrison had 2 defensive touchdowns. So did Timmons. Polamalu had 1. Clark had the final tackle of the season. The Super Bowl clinching tackle. Kiesel and Foote both had defensive touchdowns as well. Taylor, Burnett, Allen, and Foote also with INTs. Hampton had 4 sacks for our defense. He was unfortunately injured. Wasn't able to finish the season on the field. If you look here at the full defensive stats. Kicking wise on the regular season, Jeffrey 25 of 31, 80%, 49 was his long. He was very, very clutch for us in the playoffs and down the stretch of the season. Great work from Jeff Reed. Perfect on extra points as well. James Sepulveda, 106 punts during the season. Some really nice punts. There's 31 inside the 20. Kick return, Antoine Randall L., who was our returner when he was healthy at 49. Kick returns, Steve Johnson had 13. Jonathan Dwyer had 1. Recorded kick return. Randall L. had 60 punt returns. Top Harris had 16. He, of course, had that huge hit during the Super Bowl. Lynn Gay had 1. Wally Moore had 2. Passing-wise, Ben Roethlisberger certainly wasn't his best season, wasn't his healthiest season. Was missed the first part of the season with an injury. Missed a good chunk of the middle of the season with another injury. But he was really clutch for us at times and led us to that Super Bowl title. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, he was very, very good for us as well when he was needed. He threw for 1,915 yards, 15 touchdowns, 18 receptions. Roethlisberger, 1,072 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. It's a regular season record, very close in terms of quarterback rating. Roethlisberger's long was 79, 45% completion percentage, 178.6 yards average per game. LaShawn McCoy, what a season from him. Earlier season, 1,375 yards rushing, 9 rushing touchdowns. Wally Moore, 321 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns. Fitzpatrick had 168 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Leonard Weaver, 160 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. And Roethlisberger had 28 yards rushing. Jonathan Dwyer had a couple yards. Sean McCoy averaged 85.9 yards per game, along with 76 during the regular season. Look here at the full stats receiving wise. Hines Ward, leading receiver during the regular season, he had 48 catches. Heath Miller and Antoine Randall had 46. Sean McCoy had 44. Mike Wallace had 34. Ward had 5 touchdown receptions. Randall and McCoy had 4. Wallace had 3. Miller had 2. Weaver and Sanders had 1. And now we'll look at the NFL stats. Leading tackler during the 2010 regular season, Barrett Roode of the Buccaneers. Tackle assists, tackle for loss was Harrison. Sack leader, Colin Jenkins of the Packers. Laura Malloy, interception leader. Interception yards. Taylor with the lead in deflections. Recovery. Mason Clark. Timmons and Harris both with 2 defensive touchdowns, tied for the NFL lead. Here's the kicking stats. David Akers of the Eagles, most field goals made. Casey Carpenter, most field goals attempted. Field goal percentage, Baronis and Kading at 93. Field goal long, Gano, Janowski, Scobie, Suckup all at 56. A couple field goals blocked from Nick Folk. Most extra points made from Longwell. He had the most attempted, tied with Bueller. Quite a few guys, 100% extra points. A couple extra points blocked. If you look here, just the full kicking stats from around the NFL. Leaders in each given category. Bowden the most punts, Ryan the most total punt yardage, Sepulveda best average at .2, Ryan the most net average, Sepulveda touchbacks. Well, for Weatherford. Return average, kick returns, Sutton and Manning. Total yards was Manning. Kick return touchdowns, Andre Davis had 2, only one in the NFL. Bradshaw the long kick return at 99. Punt returns, Randall L with the most. The yards, Eddie Royal. The Broncos, Devin Hester the most average. Quite a few guys with 1 punt return touchdown. Long Eddie Royal of the Broncos. Passing, highest quarterback rating, Tony Romo of the Cowboys, most passing yards, Peyton Manning of the Colts. He also had the most passing touchdowns. With interceptions, Mark Bulger of the Bills. Passing along with Tom Brady. Sack leader was Jay Cutler. Most completions, Peyton Manning. Most attempts, Kevin Cobb. Best percentage, Brett Favre. Average there, average per game. Rushing yard leader, Michael Turner, the Falcons. Most rushing touchdowns, Adrian Peterson of the Vikings. Turner had most attempts. Highest average, LaDainian Tomlinson. Highest average per game was Turner as well. Most fumbles, Clifton Smith. Maurice Jones-Drew, most broken tackles. Most 20 plus was Sean McCoy. A few guys with 98 as their long. Most receptions, Dwayne Bowe of the Chiefs at 101. Most receiving yards, Chad Ochocinco. Average per game at Ochocinco, Reggie Wayne. Average of Ochocinco, average per game is Reggie Wayne. Most receiving touchdowns is Randy Moss. Yards after catch, LaShawn McCoy. The highest average, most drops, Heath Miller, long, Randy Moss. Look here at the stats here with Pancakes Bruce. There, and that is a look at the NFL stats from the 2010 regular season. We'll take one last look here at the standings at the end of the 2010 season. The Vikings had the best record in the NFL, then Colts, Steelers, Texans tied for the second best at the end of the regular season. And the Titans had the worst NFL record. Look here at the AFC, best records to worst record. And the NFC. Then by division, AFC North winner, Steelers, we won it there. Then Ravens and Browns and Bengals. AFC South, Colts won it. Then Texans, Jaguars, and Titans. AFC East, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, Bills. AFC West, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos. NFC North, Vikings, Packers, Lions, Bears. NFC South, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Buccaneers. NFC East, Cowboys, Redskins, Giants, Eagles. NFC West, Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, Rams. That was a look at the full NFL standings there. Now I look at the full NFL standings here. Best record in the NFL during the regular season was the Vikings at 13-3. Then tied at the second best record, Colts, Steelers, Texans, all 12-4, and Chargers, fifth best record, 11-5. Look at the full NFL records here. Worst record in the NFL was the Titans at 4-12. And we'll look here, AFC, worst to best. NFC. And the AFC North, Steelers, the division champs, 12-4 record. Look at our full points for, points against, 7-1 at home, 5-3 on the road, 3-3 in the division, 1-0 in OT, 13-1 at grass. Let's look at our full stats there. So we won the AFC North and the Ravens, Browns, Bengals. AFC South, it was the Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Titans. AFC East, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, Bills. AFC West, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos. NFC North, Vikings, Packers, Lions, Bears. NFC South, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Buccaneers. NFC East, Cowboys, Redskins, Giants, Eagles. NFC West, Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, Rams. A full look at the 2010 regular season standings. And one last look here, one last recap of the epic 2010 season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We began things at home with a 38-17 win against the Falcons. Epic comeback win, 38-31 at the Titans. Another epic comeback win, 35-27 at the Buccaneers. And the loss at home, 47-20 against the Ravens. Bye in week 5, 38-7 victory at home against the Browns, week 6. And a 14-10 win on the road against the Dolphins. 31-24 loss on the road against the Saints. 37-16 loss on the road against the Bengals. Very important 31-24 victory at home against the Patriots in Week 10. A 24-17 comeback victory at home against the Raiders Week 11. Another epic comeback. A great performance 30-0 win on the road against the Bills in Week 12. A 34-21 loss on the road against the Ravens in Week 13. A rough loss, looked very damaging at the moment, but then big winning streak. We would not lose again the rest of the season. Some low-scoring games in rough weather. A 10-3 victory at home against the Bengals. A 15-6 win at home against the Jets. A 12-9 victory at home against the Panthers in overtime. And a 12-3 win on the road against the Browns. Final game of the regular season. Bye in the wild card round. Found a way to come back and defeat the Chargers in snowy Pittsburgh 20-17 in the divisional round. An unbelievable fourth quarter comeback, 28-27, stunning the Colts, their home field in the AFC Championship. And then a great Super Bowl, 27-20, finding a way to come from behind once again to win the title over the New Orleans Saints. That was it for the 2010 season. The 2011 season, the Pittsburgh Steelers began the year with a 35-7 loss on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. Once again, in the 2011 season, the Steelers finished 0-2 against Baltimore. And once again, in the 2011 season, the Steelers finished with a 12-4 record, finishing second in the AFC North and qualifying for the NFL playoffs as a wild card. The Steelers lost their wild card playoff game on the road against the Denver Broncos 29-23 in overtime. 2011, the AFC Championship was the New England Patriots winning 23-20 over the Baltimore Ravens. The NFC Championship was the New York Giants winning 20-17 in overtime over the San Francisco 49ers. And the Super Bowl of the 2011 season, a rematch of the 2007 season Super Bowl with the same result. The New York Giants defeated the New England Patriots 21-17. That was how the 2011 season went. In the 2012 and 2013 seasons, the Steelers finished with 8-8 records and did not make the playoffs. The Steelers returned to the playoffs in the 2014 season and were in the playoffs from the 2014 season through the 2017 season. In the 2016 season, the Steelers advanced to the AFC Championship game and lost 36-17 on the road against the New England Patriots. That 2016 season, at the time of this video, at the time I'm speaking now, here in 2025, that 2016 season was the last season that the Steelers were able to get a playoff victory. The Steelers made it to the playoffs in the 2020 season, 2021 season, 2023 season, and 2024 season, and went 0-4 combined, losing in the wild card round each year. The Steelers have been competitive every season, though. The last time the Steelers have had a losing season was the 2003 season. So it has been a drought for the Steelers after this epic 2010 season to get back to the top of the NFL. Neither the Steelers nor the Saints have been back to the Super Bowl after the conclusion of the 2010 season. Hopefully, for the Steelers, can find a way to get back to the top of the NFL and get back to holding up a Lombardi Trophy at the end of the season. But until then, this 2010 season remains the last Super Bowl title for the Steelers, and no matter what happens, whether the Steelers win another Super Bowl soon or not, this 2010 season will certainly be a season that lives on in NFL history. 2010 Steelers will be a team that is remembered for their incredible heart, their incredible resiliency, determination, never give up attitude, so many epic comebacks throughout that 2010 season for the Steelers, and a team that was able to find a way to win a Super Bowl seemingly through pure power of will, just refusing to die, refusing to have the season end, refusing to lose games. An unbelievable journey, an unbelievable season it was for the Steelers in 2010. The last Super Bowl title for the Steelers at the time of this video. A season that will live on forever. Let's go Steelers!